Hey guys, we're officially 1 week away from seeing Batman vs. Superman. We're basically going to talk about the expectations for the movie. We know it's going to be good. We've heard nothing but great things about it. But we're really going to get into what we think is going to happen in the movie in terms of plot, the characters, who we're going to see, who we're not going to see.
And what we want to happen.
And what we want to happen.
Hopefully. Hopefully. What we don't want to happen.
Exactly.
Well, basically, obviously, Batman v Superman is the follow-up to the 2013 film Man of Steel, which was basically the origin of Henry Cavill's Superman.
Right.
And so, I really enjoyed Man of Steel. I gave it like an 8 out of 10. It's one of my favorite superhero movies. Now, Dan, I know you didn't like it that much. So, from your perspective, what do you want to see different, and how can they improve upon what they've already done in this new one?
The biggest changes I think they need to make for Batman vs. Superman is just the stylizing of the movie. The Man of Steel, I didn't like the colors they used in the movie. I thought it was too dark. I do think that Henry Cavill needs to have a little bit more charisma in his character. I know Superman doesn't really have that, and I think bringing Batman in and everything we've seen in terms of trailers shows that he's going to have way more interaction on a high level with one of the most badass Batmen we've ever seen with Ben Affleck.
I agree. I think because Batman v Superman has more characters and there's more development for Clark Kent and Superman, you'll be able to see Henry Cavill shine a lot more, even though he'll have less screen time than he did in Man of Steel. He'll be doing more stuff with Lois. You'll see their relationship develop. Obviously, Ma Kent is still in his life. He's working at the Daily Planet now, so seeing him as an actual reporter for the first time will be more interesting than in Man of Steel when he was just doing odd jobs because he was trying to figure out where he came from. Then obviously he gets to interact with Batman quite a bit and even Wonder Woman. So that I think will definitely be addressed, giving him more to do. Is definitely a thing I'm looking forward to, for sure. So
now Superman is going to actually have less screen time than Batman. Is that true?
It's pretty much the same from what I've heard.
Okay. That's a pretty big, jump because in the original it was Superman, and in the second one it's going to be Batman and Superman. And to introduce a huge character like Bruce Wayne / Batman and give him just as much airtime as the main character from the first movie, that's a pretty big deal. So I think Superman is pretty much going to be what he was, except be ramped up a little bit more. But for Batman in Batman vs. Superman, he steals every trailer, it seems like. It's just so cool to see the big armored Batman.
Yeah.
I think he is going to go toe-to-toe. Obviously, Superman, like you've said, in the trailer even says he could kill or end Batman whenever he wants. I think that still probably holds true in this, but I think there's some things holding him back. I think Batman's going to...
Yeah, we don't know
all the things that are happening.
We definitely don't know all the
I think
pieces.
he definitely has some things up his sleeves that we don't know about.
Maybe some green stuff up his sleeve.
Batman, some green, yeah, exactly. Batman is going to be awesome in this movie.
Yeah,
I mean, we know he's going to get a lot of airtime.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman, from all the trailers, we don't really know.
Yeah, we don't know. We're not really too sure what her role is.
We don't know what her role is. We know there's two different, she's at the museum, there's like a dance.
Yeah, she's her, obviously you're going to see her as her civilian identity as Diana Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she seems to be involved in Gotham Metropolis. She's visiting mysteriously. So it'll be interesting to see Bruce Wayne interact with her and try to figure out what's going on behind her. Is he going to be able to see through her facade, and how much is she going to reveal?
And we know she's going to step up against the big bad. Against
Doomsday.
Towards the end. We think towards the end. Could be in the middle of the movie for all we know.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward. Honestly, I feel like people are really, underestimating Wonder Woman so far, because it's Batman fighting Superman. You can't forget that. But a lot of people are forgetting Wonder Woman is in the movie. She has a pretty significant supporting role, and she's never been on the big screen before. So I'm super excited. I'm not the biggest Wonder Woman fan, but she's a really badass female character, the most recognizable female superhero in existence. And I just think seeing her in action, especially after we saw Feora in Man of Steel, who was Zod's partner, the female warrior, she was badass. Her combat was badass. So seeing that being translated to a superhero like Wonder Woman, I think will be really cool. I can't wait to see her fight scenes.
I think she's going to be in the movie a lot more
than we're anticipating.
Yeah.
They haven't shown too much in the
Or
trailers.
maybe she's going to be in as much as they show in the trailers. We don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely going to hold a lot of stuff back for her movie.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely going to be. She may be in the movie a lot, but I think you're not going to know a lot about her.
Right.
So that'll be.
What about Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg? Do we know exactly who's going to be in the movie? Aquaman's going to be in the movie.
Aquaman is for sure in the movie. They've had a lot of merchandise for him. I'm excited to see what his role is. And Flash and Cyborg are confirmed to be in the movie as cameos. Just
cameos.
Who knows? Who knows what?
Credits, maybe?
They're actually in the film.
Actually going to be in the movie.
So I don't know. I know Flash is actually going to be as Flash in the suit. Whereas Cyborg, not too sure if he's still going to be just Victor Stone, the athlete, or if he's going to be already injured and then transformed, or if that's going to happen during the film. I'm excited to see that.
I think they might show up in their costumes.
I would love to see Cyborg's, his armor and his machinery.
Yeah, his machinery, yeah.
Flash, I'm definitely excited to see what he looks like. But like I said, with the three big Justice League cameos, the only image we've gotten is the single one of Aquaman from like a year ago holding his trident. Yeah. So we haven't seen them in action, no footage. We don't even know what Flash's costume looks like. We don't know what Cyborg's is going to look like. We have no idea what their involvement is. So I'm definitely excited. I think from what I've heard so far, from people that have actually seen the film, the cameos are very well done, and they get you interested for Justice League.
Yeah, definitely.
Another, obviously, the big other piece of this whole puzzle is the main villain, the brains behind everything, Lex Luthor. Played by Jesse Eisenberg, of course.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Lex... I guess because of the Superman thing. I'm not a huge Lex... I just don't see the threat in him, because in all the other big bads that we see in superhero movies, whether the character is a good character or not, and there's an actual threat there, is one thing. But at least they kind of look menacing, if you will. Lex doesn't look menacing at all. Obviously, he uses his brains, I would say, more than anything. I think Jesse's gonna do well in the role. I haven't heard anything bad about it.
Yeah,
and I think there's more to that story down the road than we're gonna see in this movie. 100%.
I'm incredibly excited for Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is obviously Superman's arch nemesis, and whereas Man of Steel was Superman's origin story, now we're gonna see this is really Lex Luthor's origin story. Yeah. So he still has his hair. He's still hiding the fact that he has sinister intentions from the public, and Superman is just now meeting him in Clark Kent. And so Lex Luthor from the comics and the animated films and the TV series, he's the most intelligent person on the planet, and that's why he's so scary. When you're someone that's that evil and you have an intellect like that, that's the biggest threat. So I'm a big fan of Jesse Eisenberg. Every movie I've seen him in during his whole career, I've loved him in. I
really liked him in The Social Network. That was the role that really expressed me to how good he was.
Yeah, and that was obviously a big part of how he got Lex Luthor, because they saw him as a genius.
Yeah.
And now he keeps talking about the script, how good the script is, and how well Lex Luthor's written. So I'm really excited to see. He's such a hard character to portray, not only with the acting, but with the writing. You have to make him seem intelligent, but you also have to have his public persona. And a film, this is one of the biggest film laws to me. A film is only as good as its villain. So Lex Luthor has to deliver, for sure.
Yeah.
If he didn't, that'd be a big weakness of the film. But I think he really is going to deliver. I'm really excited to see Jesse Eisenberg in the role.
Is Lex going to have some kryptonite in the movie? Do you think?
I mean, in the trailers and the promo images, we see him, fawning over a big rock.
Yeah.
Of kryptonite.
Yeah.
So we know he has kryptonite. I'm really interested to see how does he get it. Does he really understand what's going on with it, and how does it come into play that it's Superman's weakness. Like, how is that revealed? I'm interested to see that whole story. So
that's one of the things that I'm most interested in, because I feel like that's going to be a big storyline going forward in the Justice League.
Yeah,
I would think in the DC universe.
Yeah, I mean, Kryptonite, Lex Luthor are synonymous with Superman, so
yeah,
it's obviously a big. I'm really excited to see just his develop. I think he's gonna have the biggest character arc in the entire film, because you have to see him. First, you have to see him in his public persona. Then you have to see him behind closed doors, how he acts, and then really, as Superman becomes more and more of an issue for him, he's completely gonna unravel. Like, you know it's gonna happen, and he's gonna lose his hair, and you know just seeing him go through that transformation is one of my most anticipated parts of the whole film.
And we know, coming from Man of Steel, what brought us into this movie. Where do you think this movie is going to leave us? This is a prediction because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is definitely a full-on prediction.
I think that the Justice League will be formed by the end of the movie, I would think, because that's where the cameos come into play. Do you think that Batman and Superman still have a rivalry going?
I mean,
in the movie?
I think Batman, at the end of the film, Batman and Superman are obviously going to be on good terms.
I think they're going to have a rivalry.
But, well, Batman will always be wary of Superman. He'll always be. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to be, you know, pals with him. He wants to work with him. You know, they're coworkers essentially. Yeah. So, you know, also it begs the question: will they find out by the end of the film their secret identities?
Yeah.
Will that play into, you know, future events in the Justice League films?
I think that'll come out early in the movie.
It could. I suspect that Lex Luthor knows who everyone is.
My final expectations for the movie: it's going to be a very good movie. It'll be an 8, 9, possibly.
It'll be good.
It's not going to be a 10 out of 10, of course. It's a perfect movie. But it'll be very high up there, 8 or 9 at least. I haven't heard anybody say really anything bad about it. There's not going to be a bad performance. The script isn't going to be bad.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to be bad about it. We just have to see how it all comes together.
Yeah.
We know where it starts. Let's see where it ends. I think the Justice League will be formed by the end of the movie.
It'll be coming, that's for sure.
Do you think there's going to be some type of Suicide Squad something in there? Are we going to see anything from that at all? I know that's a prequel to this.
It actually, they announced recently, it is after the event today.
It is after the event. So, do you think we can see it?
I don't think so, personally.
If they do something like that, it'll be like after the credits, I would think. Just to say,
I don't think
hey,
it's going to be after the credits either.
I think there will be, just because they're going to play into that, and that's part of the DC universe now.
I don't think so. I think there will be allusions to some of Batman's villains, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether or not those will be villains that'll be in Suicide Squad or not, you know, we've yet to see that. But
there might be stuff in Suicide Squad that they might add, because we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be relatively connected, obviously, but I don't think it's gonna be anything where, oh, look at this, look what's gonna be happening over here with these villains. Yeah. You know, I think the films are gonna be very connected, but they're gonna stand alone on their own merits. You know, it's not gonna be. I don't think they're gonna do any direct references or anything. So obviously, I've been waiting for this movie for a long time. I think it'll be very good. Like Dan said, all of the pieces are there. It's just a matter of executing it and seeing how people react. I think, at the worst, some people will be lukewarm about it. It just won't be for them. I don't think anyone's gonna outright hate it. I mean, any movie that's of good quality isn't gonna be totally trashed by anyone. Yeah. So I think I'm definitely gonna enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to it. I have high hopes, that's for sure. So
yeah, we will be seeing this movie in 1 week from today, next Thursday.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely excited. I'm not as excited about as like Star Wars, but it's definitely
never been a Star Wars fan, so
this is my most anticipated movie of this year, I would think.
It's my most anticipated movie of all time.
Oh, okay.
It's Batman and Superman on the same screen for the first time ever. There's nothing else that can top that. Wonder Woman's in there, Flash is in there, Cyborg's in there, Aquaman's in there, Doomsday's in there, Lex Luthor's in there. There's nothing about this movie that turns me away in the slightest. So,
well, we will see. Next Thursday is the day. Finally, it is here. It's been a few years since they announced it already.
Yeah.
And we will have a review next Thursday night.
Yep.
It will be up 1 week from today.
Yeah, we'll run home, get in front of this camera, and deliver the goods. So,
thank you guys for watching.